All right, so we are now recording. So I want to kind of touch base and let's go over the system where we're at. So last time we talked, I know you were working on having your POS set up where you'll have all of your third-party delivery system set up. How you looking with that?
And that's been my hang up. He should be almost done with it. I talked to him yesterday. It's pretty close to being complete. The problem is that third parties, there's just so many different variations, and I was just curious, is everybody has to go through that? Because it's just
So I'll just tell you, a lot of people only use one or two third parties, and they use the same pricing. So it's just the one pricing that they push through. So how are the invoice uploads doing for you?
That's going good. That's easy. I've been doing that as they come in.
Okay.
So.
Now let me just show you. So if you ever want to look to see where you're at, when you come to invoice upload, okay, this is the screen you're going to have. It's going to automatically pull it for the current month you're in, and then you're going to see at the top there's two tabs: not processed and processed. So not processed is if I click on this little caret, it's going to tell me these are the two that I'm waiting to be processed.
Okay.
And it's so we need to get the products entered for that, and here we need the login information for US Foods. So these have the ones that have to be processed, and then you can click on this and it'll show you these are the ones that are processed.
Okay.
And then you'll see a little check mark, and that's on our team just saying, yep, everything is done. And that's how it gets pulled into QuickBooks. All right, so manager log. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split my screen real quick. Now, here are the questions that I used to use. So what the managers are going to do is every night, they're going to come into daily paperwork, click on manager log.
Right.
And then this is the window that you're going to see.
Okay.
And then you're going to hit this little plus sign. Now, you don't have any questions yet, but all your questions would appear, right? And then you can just start typing it in and answering. And all right, so next on food. Now, I do have products in for US Foods.
Okay.
But I just need to have anything else that you buy, any other food products, if you can send me either other invoices, even if they're old. Right? If you had to guess, what do you think you spend on food purchases a year?
Oh, a year?
Yeah. Couple 100,000?
Probably right in there, but I couldn't tell you right off the top of my head for sure.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, and now that's something once we get history. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're about 230, 250 right in there. So
awesome. Perfect. Okay. So one of the things, do you have a prime vendor agreement with US Foods?
No.
Okay. So that's something I'm going to want to help you with. We're going to look at doing a prime vendor agreement. Once I get some history, I can give you that information, and then you can go to like 3 different food vendors and have them bid on it. So like you have Benny Keith in your backyard, right?
Benny Keith and Cisco.
Yep. Benny Keith has really been great to me. I used to use them. And I know they're huge in Texas. I mean, they're all over the South, but really big in Texas. And anyhow, if we get you a prime vendor agreement, and again, whoever it is, it could be Cisco, they'll lock you into a percentage, and that way your salesman doesn't change your price. Because right now your salesman has complete control over what price they charge you.
Right. Well, his half his family works for me, so he better give me a good price.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. I remember you saying that.
They're my best workers, so.
Yeah. Okay. Well, but still, I still think we can still look at a prime vendor agreement. You know,
he understands.
Now, how are you doing with writing down your inventory?
My inventory, we're trying to get it all spaced out at place now, because I swear to God, they're driving me nuts. So I will get on that by the weekend. I'll have it pretty much done.
Okay.
Writing it all up, because I've gotten it now where they're kind of streamlining it. We're getting it together, because the inventory now would be a nightmare. But before, we can streamline it. So, I mean,
so one of the things that I'm going to just keep hounding, make sure you label it. Because if
Okay.
you don't label it, because I've heard people tell me, oh, we know where it goes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Label it, and that way everyone knows, and it lives in the same spot. Because if you have to chase it around your cooler or around your dry storage looking for something, that's going to drive you insane. So we got to and it's not efficient. I want to make you super efficient, make it really quick. But anyhow, once y'all get that, start sending me those lists.
Okay, we'll do.
The next thing I really want to do is start doing schedules. Now, when I come to schedules, so look, it'll show me. So as we put in, you're going to have server, you're going to have kitchen, and then you'll have all of your people listed, right?
Right.
And to create that schedule, and again, now this is for this current week, right? So I would tell you, let's go ahead and do it for next week.
Right.
You're going to double click on her, and then it pulls up this grid. And then you're going to say, so Monday, right? Let's just say
Let's expose. Yeah.
10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Now, what this does, this phase option, so let's just say, especially for a lot of times it's in the dish room, where if you put 3 o'clock, right?
Right.
And they see that and they're like, 3 o'clock, their rod's here. And even regardless if you got slammed and you're busy, they're like, you told me 3 o'clock, my rod's here, I'm out.
Right.
You can put this, right? You can, and this is 100% customizable. You can put 100 different options in here.
Yeah, because we always use close and cut.
Gotcha. Yep, I can add cut. And then when they see their schedule, they're going to see 10 a.m. to close.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah.
You and your management team will see 10 to 3, right? Then let's just say Tuesday, they're off. You just click right here.
Oh, cool.
And then Wednesday, again, you're going to just say, let's say 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Okay. I'm just not going to touch this just now, just so I can show you.
Gotcha.
And then the rest, we're going to mark off.
Now, does it go week to, do you have to do it from scratch every week, or does it?
Well, and that's what I'm going to show you. So,
okay, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. These are the questions that I want you to ask.
Yeah.
Is most of your schedule static, where they're the same every week?
The kitchen's the same, pretty much same every week. My servers, they're servers, so they'll ask for a day off here and there, and
Gotcha.
I rotate them a little bit.
So what'll happen? Let's just say this kitchen, and you're like, all right, this schedule is static. If you had 5 people right in here, and you had their schedule for this week, you can click up top, and it's going to highlight all of them. Anywhere in the dark blue, if you right click, and it's going to say copy, you hit copy and you say, hey, what's the next schedule? The second, and you hit save. It will copy just the kitchen, right, schedule over, and you can keep going. You can push it for 3 months if you want.
Okay.
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 If you have just one person out of 5, you're like, look, this is the only person that I want their schedule to stay the same. I can just click on her and do copy schedule, and it will just copy Elaine's schedule across.
Okay. Okay.
Now, and we'll get into this later, but if you want to create a template, so we have it where I have a lot of different restaurants that are very seasonal, right? So during their peak time, they might have 25 to 30, maybe more servers. Off
Right.
their off time, they might have 5. So when
Right.
they do a schedule template, they'll do peak, right, and off peak. And then their peak, they'll have 30 spots, not names, but I need 30 servers. And here's when I need those 30 people to work.
Gotcha.
Well, then you can come in and you can pick. So when you're like hovering over Elaine, you can either right click, and then it is not showing here because we don't have the template set up. It'll show you the times that are available on that day, and you just click on it. So that's one way you can do it.
Okay.
Okay. So
Got it.
it even if you had to do them by scratch, I mean, you're talking once you do it a few times, this whole system takes minutes
Well,
to
yeah,
really put
I'd
schedules
imagine
in.
that. So then how do they get it?
Okay, so then once you complete the server, right? So once you complete everyone's schedule, and I'm just going to show you. See how it's little red X's?
Yeah.
Well, that means it is complete, right?
Right.
That if you see, and watch this blue approve button. I'm just going to show you. I'm going to take this off. I'm going to uncheck this. I'm going to hit save. Okay, see how it says the word off?
Yeah.
See that blue button, that approve is gone.
Okay.
So that's just telling you when you don't see that blue approve button up, my schedule is not complete. So you're going to do this. Save, there's my blue approve button. When I click this blue approve button, what that does is say, yes, I approve this schedule. Go now, push it to the app. And now Elaine can just look at her phone and see her schedule on her app.
Okay.
But if you don't, if you don't hit this approve button, you know, it doesn't go through to the app. So if you make a change, let's say you already have a schedule posted, you already approved it, and then you had to make a separate change, right?
Right.
Then you're going to have to reapprove it, and it just updates it. Now, when the servers, and once we get everybody in, we can walk you through it. If they want to swap a schedule, they can go on their phone, and let's say Elaine wants to change with Susan.
Yeah.
She would actually go, okay, I want to swap my shift. She's going to have a list of who she can swap with. So she picks Susan. Susan would get a notification, and Susan would say, yes, I am willing to pick that shift up.
Gotcha.
Once Susan says yes, your management team will get a notification and saying there is a schedule swap that needs to be approved. You can either approve it or disapprove it. If you approve it, it changes your schedule in this system completely, and that way your reverse labor is up to date. Just everything is up to date. Once we get to schedules, I'm going to show you schedule variance, and that's when once you do your schedule, you'll be able to look at a schedule variance and go, am I on budget, right, or am I not?
Okay.
So, because it's going to look at your schedule, your sales forecast, and then your labor allotment that you put in, and that way, as you're going, and again, as you have 3 restaurants, how are you going to be able to keep up with it? You're going to be able to sit home, like I said, with a cup of coffee, look at your schedule variance at all 3 restaurants, and go, all right, wait a minute, I'm way over budget on this restaurant, and this restaurant, I'm way under budget, which is just as bad.
So the main thing is they got to download the app. I know the other one.
Correct.
Okay. Gotcha.
And I'll just show you, if you're ever going, I can't remember what the app is. If they go to Google and just go to, first I got to learn how to spell.
Takes time.
Yep. Restaurant Systems Pro.
Yeah.
And then I got to try to sign, if I get to sign in. See, it's got me logged in. Anyhow, before you log in, it'll have the Android and Apple.
Okay.
Right at the bottom.
Yep. Or both. They have to get the both, but Smart Connect. Okay. Cool.
Right. And then later, your team members are going to want to have both, because once you get your checklist will be on the other one too. Right.
Yeah.
So you'll have your schedules on one, checklist on the other.
Okay.
So do you have any questions so far?
No, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's all I'm alone and trying to figure it out, but I'll get it figured out.
Yeah. And that's one of the things I always preach to everybody. I don't want you, if you're sitting there and you're just going, all right, I'm spending an hour trying to remember, let's just pick on, how do I add an employee? Don't do that. And I'm going to tell you why, because it frustrates you, right? And I don't care any system you use. When it gets like that, it's frustrating.
Yeah.
Reach out to us and say, hey, how do y'all do this? Because again, this is what we do, right?
Yeah.
We deal with this system every single day of our life. And if you call me, I'm like, oh yeah, let me show you. And I'm going to have little tricks that's going to make your life easier.
Cool.
Right? Because remember, you got the chat, you got our email address, and then Did you ever see the little help button? So anytime you click on anything, right? So I'm just clicking on employees. Okay. And if I click on this little help button, I have 38 articles dealing with team members, and I have 12 videos.
Oh, awesome.
So that's through the whole system. So anytime you're like, all right, I'm stuck, we have a video that you can go look at, and it's short and sweet.
All right, Gino, that sounds good.
All right. Well, like I said, you ever have any questions, concerns, please reach out to us. Let us know. We are here to help.
I appreciate it, Gino.
Hey, thanks so much. Like, you have a great day.
You too. I'll talk to you next week.
All right. Thanks.
Thanks, Gino.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.